All right, welcome back to Pilates Fundamentals. This is the intermediate workout for the beginners. So this is all about using resistance. So we kind of went over the basics of how to, use the fundamentals, the breathing techniques that we need to use. But here we're going to use the deep core muscles to engage everything. So keeping that in mind, as we do the pelvic tilts to begin, as we did before, just focusing a little bit more on belly button to spine, ribs reaching down. There's a little bit of a space between our chin and our chest. Just tilting the bowl of soup forward and back. And a few times here. We want to make sure that the head is rooted on the back of the mat, the neck is long, and we're tilting forward and back, and we're reaching the pelvis all the way up as you tilt up, reaching each vertebrae up at a time and squeezing glutes as we reach the top. So from here, just to check in, the weight should be distributed throughout your shoulders and your arms, no pressure on the neck. But I want you to try and activate your legs and your glutes. So imagine you're pulling your legs closer towards your bum without actually moving your legs. So as soon as you do this, you'll start firing on some smaller, more stabilized muscles inside, which is what's going to tone your legs as well as build muscle. So reaching those legs towards the glutes, imagining you're pulling the mat together, scrunching the mat together underneath you. Hold here and just breathe. The abdominals and powerhouse are engaged. The ribs are reaching down, belly button to spine. Hold here. Keep pulling those legs together, and we're going to articulate all the way back down, rolling the hips all the way up and rolling them back to center to a neutral pelvis here. Tilting the hips back up, coming back into that bridge position. When you get into the bridge, the hips are nice and level here. The heels are in line and rolling back down. Excellent. We're going to do 4 more of these. Rolling the hips all the way up, articulating each vertebrae. Lift those hips high. Hold. Trying to pull those legs closer to one another and lower those hips back down. Lowering down as you bring the hips all the way, tilting the pelvis back up. Reach the hips all the way up. And on the exhale, lower them all the way back down. And again, inhale, exhale, roll those hips all the way up. Keep that chest open, a small space in between your chin and your chest. Those hands and arms are rooted on the mat, and lower back down. Tilt the pelvis up and roll those hips back up all the way to the top here. Hold. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the legs. Hold here. Try to bring those heels closer, imagining you're pulling them towards the glutes. Just start feeling those muscles here. Drop those hips down about halfway and lift them back up. So we're dropping the hips down halfway and lifting them back up. So down and up, down and up. Squeeze the glutes on the way up and lower. Lift and lower. Keep going. Turning on the powerhouse, turning on the glutes. Start to feel some burn. Reach those hips all the way up. Awesome job. Keep going. Lift and hold. Oh, and lower all the way back down. Awesome. Drop those hips down. Now that our lower body is engaged and turned on, we're going to work on the upper body. So hands are coming behind your head. You're going to cradle your head in your hands. Elbows are wide and lifted just off the mat so you can see them in your peripherals. We're going to come up to those abdominal curls that we did in the last workout video. So inhale to prepare. Exhale, we're going to curl ourselves up and gaze is going to come in between our thighs. Checking in here, making sure the elbows are still wide. There's a small space between your chin and your chest. Your lower abdominals are engaged, and we're gonna reach our hands towards our feet. So we're trying to come up onto the tips of the shoulder blades here. Coming up another inch, reach those arms long. Keep that gaze in between the thighs. Hands back behind our head now, staying nice and curled up here, holding. The abdominals are nice and tight, and lower that head down. Inhale, curl up. Trying to reach your head and your chest up. Bring those hands behind the thighs now, and curl up another inch. Try to get up one more inch. This is to engage the glutes or the abdominals as much as possible, and lower your head down. And again, curl up. Reach those hands behind the thighs, bring yourself up another inch. Hold here, belly button to spine. And exhale, roll your head back down. Inhale, curl up. Reach those hands towards our thighs. Come up another inch, pull yourself up. Feel the deep muscles here, the abdominals working, hand behind the head and lower back down. Curl up and reach again. Coming up another inch. Squeeze and hold. And exhale, hand behind our head and lower back down. We'll do that again, reaching the chest up. Reaching behind the thighs, pull yourself up another inch, hands behind the head, and lower back down. So this time we're gonna curl ourselves up and we're gonna come into a crisscross. So reach that left arm above you. The right hand is gonna stay where it is, and we're gonna reach the fingertips of the left arm over to the right knee. So we're staying curled up, the elbow is wide, and the arm is reaching towards the other knee. Inhale here and hold. Feeling a deep work of the abdominals here. Come back to center. Reach the other arm up and reach over to the other side. So the right hand is reaching towards the left knee. Back to center and twist over to the other side. Keep that elbow wide and that chest open. Back to center and switch. Over to the other side. Inhale to center, exhale and reach over to the right. Twist and back to center, over to the right. Reach the hand over to the left side and back to center, dropping that head back down and hands come back down to our sides. Give yourself a short break here, inhaling through the nose and exhaling. And we're going to continue working on our abdominals here. So staying in that neutral spine, making sure everything is in one long line. We're going to lift our arms, bring our hands behind our legs and lift our legs up nice and high up into the sky. So reaching those legs long, we're curled up, we're holding behind our thighs, trying to engage those abdominals, belly button to spine. Reach those legs nice and long here. So noticing the connection of the abdominals and the hips are nice and rooted on the mat. We're gonna come into our Pilates 100. So this time with the legs long, you can keep them bent on the ground, but if you can, keep those legs reaching towards the sky. Those arms are reaching towards the end of the mat, and we're gonna inhale for 5 and exhale for 5 for a count of 100. So inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep pumping the arms. You can drop the head if you need to, if there's a strain in your neck. Otherwise, we're trying to curl up on the tips of the shoulder blades, reach those hands towards the end of the mat, gaze in between the thighs, small orange in between your chin and your chest, and the belly button is reaching down towards the mat. Keep pumping those arms. Inhale and exhale. You got this. Keep going. Reach those arms forward. Curl up and pump the arms. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep going, you're almost at the end. Inhale and exhale, last 10. And drop the head down, bring those knees in and lower the head. Give yourself a big hug. Holding on to the knees here, letting the head rest. And we're gonna work into a couple of the ab 5 exercises. So the single leg stretch, which we did in the last video. So we're gonna keep the right knee in this time. So we're gonna hold on to the right knee, and the left knee or the left leg is gonna reach up towards the sky, or you can keep it on the mat if you would like, or reach it out towards the end of the mat. So the outside hand is on the outside ankle, the left hand is on the knee, and the left leg is nice and long here. We're trying to keep it hovered off the mat, curled up here, so we're almost pushing our leg up against our hands. So the leg is pushing against our hands and we're curled up. Inhale here, and when we exhale, our elbows are gonna stay wide and we're gonna switch legs. So hold here, curl up another inch. Deep abdominal muscles rooted towards the mat here, totally engaged. That left leg is long. You can reach it up towards the sky if it's a little bit easier for you, and switch legs. So as you switch, you're pulling that knee in and we're staying curled up nice and high. The right knee's coming in, deep pull here, bring that knee in. Bringing both of those knees in now, dropping the head down, holding on to the knees, and we're gonna come into the double leg stretch next. So when you're ready, curl yourself up. So we're gonna keep those legs pushing against our hands. Our elbows are nice and wide here. So we're curled up, we're reaching the arms above our head and our legs out in front of us, and we're bringing them back to center. So reach the arms and legs out, and exhale, bring the arms and legs back in, reach those fingertips towards your toes. So reach out and in, inhale and exhale, trying to stay on top of the shoulder blades. Bring those knees all the way in, give them a nice big hug, and drop the head back down. We're gonna reach our right leg up, and we're gonna reach our left leg long. So this is the scissor exercise. So we're reaching towards the ankle. If you can hold behind the thigh or the calf, just wherever is comfortable. Reach the left leg long. We're gonna keep that chest up nice and high. And we're bringing that leg towards our face, towards our forehead. Pulse it twice and switch. Pulse, pulse, and switch. Trying to keep those legs nice and long here. Pulsing the leg in, pulling the leg with the arms. Pull the leg in towards the face and switch. All the while your powerhouse is turned on, your abdominals are turned on, and your chest is open here. Elbows are wide, keep curling and switching legs, keep going. Scissor switch, pull the leg in, and bring those knees in. Awesome job. Drop that head down for a moment. Give yourself a rest. Bringing our hands back down towards sides, we're gonna reach those legs up towards the sky again, and our hands can be just underneath our bum. We're gonna lower our legs and lift them back up. So we can curl ourselves up here. You can keep your head down, but we're lowering the legs and lifting them back up. So you only want to lower these legs as far as you can before your lower back lifts off of the mat. So keep those deep abdominals engaged and use the abdominals to lift the legs back up. So keeping a small space in between your chin and your chest, and lower the head down, bring those knees in. Coming straight into the bicycles, hands behind the head, opposite elbow to knee, and switch. So we're going opposite elbow to knee and switching sides, twisting the body, and reach the leg long here. So So we're trying to keep the elbows nice and wide, staying on the tips of the shoulder blades, switching from side to side, engaging the abdominals here. One of the last exercises in the series of 5, elbow to knee, trying to twist the body here as much as you can. Twist from side to side and drop that head down. Give yourself a hug. Rolling right over onto our left side here. So we're gonna position ourselves, lowering ourselves down towards the mat. Our head can be cradled in our hand. And we wanna make sure that our heels are in line with our bum. And our hips are stacked. So we wanna make sure everything is level here. So the front hand can be as a support in front of you, but we want to make sure our abdominals are engaged. So this means lifting up from the lower abdominal area, imagining there's a grate in between your ribs and the mat here. Those hips are stacked nice and tall here. Everything is stable in one line, and we can bend the knees slightly as well. So to keep the abdominals engaged the whole time, the upper body very stable, just working on the lower body here. With our heels glued together, we're gonna open up that top knee and then bring it back together. So the top hand is using a resistance. So imagining there's a weight on top of your thigh. So you can use resistance to open the knee and close the knee. So we're trying to open and push against that hand as we open and close, keeping those feet glued together. The abdominals are still engaged, the core is active, and we're using the glutes to open and close that leg, but pushing down on the leg will increase the challenge. So open that knee and close the knee and hold. We'll reach that top leg long. We're gonna do some leg lifts, keep that leg flexed. The toes are turned in. We're gonna lift and lower that leg. So lift and lower, lift and lower. Trying to push down on the leg to use resistance, using those resistance muscles here. Awesome job, lift and lower. Keep going. Awesome job. Pushing against that hand, imagining a weight on top of the thigh here. Lift and hold. So we're gonna do some small circles here. So drawing circles in one direction. 3, 4, 5. Keeping those hips nice and stable here. Keep going, circling that leg. Doesn't have to be a huge movement here. And reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Circling that leg, hold and bend that knee in. Pat out the bum here, and we're gonna come right over onto the other side. So rolling over onto your right side, we're gonna position ourselves in one long line here. So those hips are in line, the bum is in line with the knees, in line with the toes, and the knees are bent here. So engaging the abdominals, those hips are stacked. We're gonna keep the hand on top of the thigh here. As we keep those feet glued together, we're just gonna open up the knee, keeping those abdominals engaged the whole time. Everything is in one long line. Open that knee up and close the knee. So open and close using resistance from your hand as you open and close. 4, for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. Lift that leg. We're going to stretch it all the way out. Drop the toes down and lift it up again. So up and down. 3, pushing with the arms. 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Coming back here, reaching the leg. We're gonna do some small circles now. Circling that leg around the hip here. Controlled, small and controlled circles. Awesome, keep going. You should start feeling it in the glutes here. Start warming up those inner muscles. Reverse that circle for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bring that knee in and release. So that is the last exercise for today. Thank you so much for joining in, and make sure you try the next workout video, as we'll be going a little bit more in depth and increasing the challenge. See you soon.